understand the teams, really going to have to try to figure each other out in those early matches. And I think it could shake things up and lead us into a pretty decent matchup here, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, how 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest hasn't happened yet. And I think a lot of people expected Team Envy to beat FlyQuest, and it was the exact opposite that happened. You know, going into the tournament ship, I mean, we both know a lot of people were saying FlyQuest was a top 3 team, and then we saw them drop down to ego death early on. Everybody was in shambles, and it sort of changed the trajectory of a lot of people's opinions. But FlyQuest turned it around, now back here in that grand finals.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's super exciting to see the fact that they made it this far
did participate in our content 2 days ago, so I do want Light to win.
Chief, obviously, one of the more interesting, funny interviews we've ever had.
I don't think he played last time, though. Light wasn't in yesterday, was he, Chad? Or 2 days ago?
Devastated. And we can all feel that just from the ranked ladder climb when you have a win that you know you want and you just don't have it, and it goes the other way. Just that devastation, man. I could relate to that so hard that I'd be dying.
Yeah, and FlyQuest, I think the way they've done it, Shib, it feels kind of interesting because they've sort of brought back this Namor Hulk, right? A lot of people were maybe not the highest on those two heroes in together, right? With the Gamma team up, you obviously still have the Squids. So there's a lot of, you know, power that was in that team up that nobody was really utilizing. Now, I think FlyQuest, more than any team, has figured out the strength of Hulk, the strength of the Namor. It just feels like these characters in tandem together kind of create a lot of space, specifically the Hulk, right? You put that snowflake on Luna Snow,
is that why
Vanguards, and they just don't fall, right? They don't become a casualty.
Plays all the
it
flyers.
seems like every time these Hulk players build up those ultimates, have a bunch of CC, just making sure somebody is removed from the team fight, whether that be a strategist, whether it be a duelist, booping them around in the ultimate itself. So Hulk offers a lot of versatility, I think, to teams, and I don't know if we've seen other teams really capitalize off that combination as much as FlyQuest.
I'm actually really surprised Envy lost.
100 Thieves react to it, considering how FlyQuest kind of dominated Envy with their variants and compositions and with their dive specifically.
That is wild, chat. That is wild.
Dive is on top right now unless you run this triple strategist composition, which Team Envy didn't really do.
Yeah, and I think they're not afraid to run those more unique comps. But then
here's 100 Thieves,
team that is well known as being one of the strongest teams in this series. 100 Thieves have not
Vinny looks like the team dad.
Yet. These guys, you can look at all of them. All of them can be considered top contenders for their various roles. All are very versatile in their picks, and they all perform when need to. So this is going to be an intense matchup, man. I mean,
Vinny looks like he took his kids to Disney World, and his kids fucking bought everything, and now he has no money.
We even saw, you know, Hella, maybe, you know, considered a lesser pick, at least in this tournament so far, compared to Punisher, popping off here on these early domination maps. So, like we said, not afraid to use those unique picks, similar to how Hulk is on the other side
for 49 months.
Yeah, and on top of that, those unique picks, like you mentioned with the Hella, that's a great point. You know, they also played the Bucky, so it's the first time I think we've seen a lot of Bucky was through them. Also in EMEA, there's been a ton of that character now coming to fruition. And like you said, 100 Thieves are such a good team right now. And they personally were my favorite kind of going into these into the tournament. I feel like for 100 Thieves, this is their tournament to kind of win. You know, we'll see how it goes in terms of ban phase, in terms of protects. I know Sentinels are still a good team, and Nemesis are as well. So are the other teams that are qualified for the playoffs. But I know for Team FlyQuest, like we said with Yoki, he said, you know, they were more scared of Envy than they were of Team 100 Thieves. So we'll see how 100 Thieves does today. They still look like they're a very formidable roster, and you know, we saw how dominant they can be in the North American region. Besides Sentinels, they've been one of the only teams to dominate as much as they have for such a long time in MRC and in other tournaments.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we need to mention, you talked about Envy being a super strong team, correct? Well, you look over, FlyQuest 3-1 them just yesterday, so they have the potential. 100 Thieves 2-0'd them right prior. So they're both on that same track of how they could plow through teams with confidence. We mentioned the unique comps that Fly can run. We talk about 100 Thieves. They haven't been running that composition that we've been seeing more frequently with the, you know, Cap and Panther, Psylocke nearly as much as the others.
Chat, you guys ready? It's about to fucking start.
A little more pokey, such as Hella, like we had discussed prior with the shield composition. So they still can run those maybe, you know, considered older comps and play them at a level that will dominate these newer selections as we get into our ban phase.
It's starting off. We'll see what they do. I mean, this dictates a lot, I think, map number one in terms of, you know, just a baseline, right? We have the Emma bans. We saw this previously, how Emma can dominate on domination. It's still up for debate, you know, who the #1 Vanguard you should ban is, but the Magneto as protect from 100 Thieves ship. This probably is going to be as expected, except the Wolverine ban coming out for Terra. Don't want to deal with that on this map. That's definitely unique. I think a second ban Wolverine, right, Ship?
Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of that
Both
recently,
teams
but if you go back and just look
ban
at the
Emma
match with
and
100
save
Thieves and Envy,
Magneto.
yeah, right at the end there, an Eye of Agamotto pops, and then Terra pops that last stand, sweeps virtually everyone off the eye, and they clutch the W. Just so valuable, that last stand.
Yo,
how strong
Kurt, I appreciate
that
that about
character
12
can
months,
be
my
into
friend.
Vanguards in general. I personally would want that off the board as well.
Then Human Torch getting banned outside. You know, that's sort of that duelist pick, that kind of hard carries.
I hope it went well. I hope it went
has
well.
been some teams to counteract it in terms of how they play, you know, with Loki and stuff.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, that's getting through at the current moment. We'll see what a protect comes through. From FlyQuest, they protect the Wolverine on their side, understanding that maybe
I think
that
100
character
Thieves
with
is winning
the
this,
thing,
man.
you know, or with the Hulk could enable them, right, Shib?
That fastball special has kind of slipped under the radar for being a very powerful team up. It kind of always is in the back of people's minds. Obviously, Wolverine being able to get that much space that quickly without any cooldown utilization and then coming back like a boomerang with a Vanguard in hands is just so powerful. And they are not afraid to do that, as we have seen FlyQuest run that is similar to 100 Thieves doing the same thing in the past few matches.
Can we start already? Yeah, well, we started. They're just doing the ban phase. They saved the thing.
Even though they don't have that fastball special, like you said.
That's actually very interesting.
You know, the
I
group
think they're
ban makes
saving
sense.
the
I think
thing
it's
just
targeted
because
towards FlyQuest. We talked to how FlyQuest and other teams will do target bans
go against the
team
dive.
they're playing against, and you can see it's focused on towards FlyQuest, making sure they don't get that Human Torch, making sure they don't get
and they ban Punisher.
Making sure they don't get the group. Maybe not having like a direct strategy of what to put them on, but at least you're getting them off of those original characters, and then maybe you can look at adjusting your ban and protect phase in the upcoming maps, because this is a best out of 5, like you said, Shib. So first to 3 maps will win the series, and you know that's not even accounting draws and stuff once we head to Convergence. So you know I want to see if anything like that happens. However, this is going to be a very, very fun map number 1, right, Shib? Krakoa is a sick way to start off the day.
Absolutely, and we are going to see that team up with Hulk.
The thing, he is playing the thing. That is interesting.
And different heroes in general. We've seen Adios on things like Ultron, Torch, and even Namor. We even saw Jeff last tournament from Adios, so definitely a jack of all trades. They do seem to love to run that Hulk-Namor combination with that Gamma turret. We know how strong that thing can be at just absolutely bursting teams and forcing eyes up in weird directions to clear it.
Can someone explain this ban
that's a good point. I think there's a lot of
basically when you see a team banned,
of
they're not banning for the whole game. They're banning for the opposite team.
Ability usage to try to force off those angles.
Yeah,
and
so if I ban Wolf,
struggle with that.
The other team cannot play
mental
Wolf.
level, right? Dealing with those sort of flyers. Dealing
if
with
I
that
save
sort of
Emma, they cannot ban Emma.
And you mentioned this prior. We've been seeing a lot more Hulk in EMEA, and now we're seeing, you know, at least in the last few days, we've been seeing Spark on that Hulk, showing the value. Just the Exile alone is so powerful at the right time.
I love these bans. It's basically to prevent the mirror matchups. I love it.
With things like Punisher, if you have the diligence to hold on to it for the right moment, but you see Energy here sweeping off to the left side as we are going to set up for point 1. That teleport's going to give them some space.
That's a really good ban system. I really enjoy it.
And I can't wait to get some answers as to the choice of the thing, especially without that Wolverine.
Energy setting up that flank, and it seems like they don't care too much about it, but Delena also caught out. Energy maybe looking for that Hela in the high ground as the Hulk surrounds him. So right now that sort of chokehold has forced Delena back into the team, which 100 Thieves are grouped together, and oh no, Delena gets deleted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Energy does a great job here on Psylocke, seen a lot of success here.
If FlyQuest wins this, I'd be really surprised.
Just the raw damage, not even needing that team up to have the clone. Just raw skill and talent as Vest finds Harvey too. Terra going to turn that around on Vest though. Vest playing very strong in the Vanguard, rolled over this whole tournament.
Wow. FlyQuest was the first one to get the point, chat. W.
Who they are playing, especially over there on Magneto, but playing Strange currently in this game. Terra going to elect to play. We talked about Bucky being more valuable, and he has taken a little bit of a backseat due to the recent nerfs to his ultimate, but you know, that double energy ball he could throw, knocking people out of the sky. And here comes the initiation with the Eternal Bond, trying to get some space on a point. FlyQuest already at 22% and climbing. Now goes the Kraken Impact. Smart Chief onto Harvey, down to 1, turning it around on them as we see him proceeding forward against Loki. This just allows for resets indefinitely. Up in the sky goes Meteor M. TTK out of Zelos.
Oh, TTK with the first slam dunk.
Yeah, he's still getting those resets, like you said. Energy, oh no, Terra, what a play with that shift right back into him. He's still keeping it going. I mean, he's been here for like 30 seconds.
The patience is insane. Using these clones to buy time, keeping clones there for the future to have a reset whenever need be. Terra,
damn, bro.
Too, but still being held.
Yo, he's still going again, bro.
Is out. The patience is insane. Waiting till the last.
There's no way he got another one.
Spark Chief, and that does get the reset again.
4 seconds left to go.
There's no way he got again, bro.
He's still immune to that, and he's still going.
He's still going.
How many agains do we have? The chat room.
He's still going again. again! He's still going again!
This might be world record timing here, finding a triple.
This is fucking insane, chat.
Minutes on end, and
that is, dude. Okay, listen. FlyQuest did really well. They got the first point, but Jesus Christ, bro.
They will not have ult advantage in this
Holy
next fight. That is a ton of percentage already, but wow, that was an insane thing to witness.
Yeah, I'm sort of privy to these like dive compositions right from FlyQuest with that Psylocke, with their aggressive plays that choke out 100 Thieves. But when Terra does that, I mean, what do you do against it? FlyQuest though walks in. They don't really have a lot of ultimates to work with, so they're gonna have to play it slow, force out these cooldowns maybe at 100 Thieves.
Got to show some love there to the strategist, allowing Terra to play super patiently with that reset, already ready for another Kraken impact very shortly at 82%. Helena gonna pop up with Ultron's Rage. Ultron pretty PO'd right now, not able to find anything just there. Looking at the high side, putting some damage out, just trying to build that charge back. Ultron can get that all back insanely quickly. Already at about 10. Finds a pick there. Well done by Delena. Trying to get back on Energy. Energy consistently finding these flanks, just applying pressure and turning.
He got again? Tries
to hawk that
oh,
down,
he missed though. That's a feels bad, man.
Tries to have a pull there, shielded off. Is forced in the back. Out goes the dance of the butterfly. The cutterfly, if you will, is best finds SJP. And this team is holding on again. FlyQuest trying to turn the TTK. Says not
the dunk again.
Throwing that meteor right down as Terra finds another on Zelos. 100 Thieves now at 75%, but the ult advantage should be in FlyQuest in the next fight.
Yeah, 100 Thieves looking pretty strong at the current moment, playing around Delena on that Ultron. Be able to find those picks is massive. I mean, the aim definitely translates from Hela back over to that Ultron, and they're close to those ultimates again, like you said, Shib. Delena's already close to that Ultron ultimate, ready to go. Comes Energy on the backside, but they haven't been able to deal with it. The sustain has been too much for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and Energy he's doing a great job here finding these flanks, but just not buying enough space. They're just not focused too much on it and not worried too much about it, especially when you have those crystals ready for Loki. Out goes the Eye.
Was it big? Didn't look big, chat. That was not a big Eye of Avocado, bro.
FlyQuest is going to be evened out here in numbers. The fight proceeds in overtime. It is 99 for 100 Thieves. Out goes Energy again, 73%, just trying to get that alt ready. The Cutterfly.
Oh, he has again, though. He has again.
Delena trying to find an off angle and return back as we do see the drone here on Energy. You like to see that play. There is the knockdown, the reset again for Terra. Terra's going to find that pull.
Is he going to go again, chat? Is he going to go again?
Seeing a lot more play recently. Out goes again. Oh, almost finding that pick in the sky. Yes, Vest is going to clean that up. Numbers now back in the favor of FlyQuest, who just want to get this point back. Clobbering time finds a few as TTK cleans it up. Energy back on SJP, and oh my goodness, this trades for days here. Back and forth. It's like a
oh my god, he's just rolling over everyone.
Nobody up anymore as Vinny keeps the punches up and down. Goes Harvey, Delena, and Vinny.
Okay, you know what? That's good. That's good. That's good that FlyQuest actually won that because
coming out there from Cooper in the copy.
It's a good game, Jack. It's a good game.
Dagger. You saw that massive ultimate from Vinny with the clobbering time. I thought it would have maybe
100 Thieves is fucking doing really well
with the ultimate just in time. Now 20% away. They want a fast fight. 100 Thieves do. Maybe with some ultimates coming up from TTK, they can get a connection on that Meteor M. FlyQuest have ultimates through to have a rebuttal here though.
Yeah, there's got to be a conversation. Seeing the drone over there on Strange. Strange can play around that shield. Obviously, a ton of HP there and an increase in HP recently.
Oh, big.
Crystals to die that down. Out goes the
wait, TTK just airballed, bro.
Gonna pop out with the dance of the butterfly. Trying to take Ultron out mid-rage. Is it gonna work? Not able to clean it
up. Energy. That's so much speed. That feels bad, man, bro.
With that WASD and Z-axis juking up in the air like that. Ascend and descend. Vinny keeping those haymakers out, trying to get that clobbering time back.
No way.
Finds more value. Cooper on to Delena. Zelos on to Harvey. Will they be able to close this out as they are heavily up in numbers now? It's
no fucking way. Zelos on Cloak and Dagger is fucking killing everyone.
Experience from this quest. Well done.
No fucking way, bro.
Quest not complete though.
Unfortunately, Shiv, they are 1 out of 2. Cradle next round. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought
FlyQuest. It was so back and forth.
As soon as I saw, what do you call it?
I thought 100 Thieves.
As soon as I saw Terra going off and getting again and again and again and again and again, I thought 100 Thieves was locked in, bro. I thought they were gonna fucking finish that round.
Audio, so Stratus necessarily because he was, playing Ultron and you play that character pretty aggressively.
But yo, if FlyQuest wins this, I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be the biggest upset. I think by far 100 Thieves should win this.
Maybe not as much, but he switched to it halfway through. Really got off.
I mean, also chat thinks 76% of chat thinks 100 Thieves is gonna win as well. FlyQuest only has 24% 94%.
You know, their star duelist player, but really at the end of the day, it's these Ultrons that can pump so much down range. Same thing with Loki in terms of Cooper. I mean, he found opening picks multiple times, has nearly 12,000 damage on Loki. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, there's nothing more scary, you mentioned this, looking up on the high side and seeing SJP or any Loki with clones ready in the firing line, baby. Just healing for days, Crystal ready to keep the team up and just pumping out damage and healing. You've got to keep your eyes up there and clear those clones as we see them right now. That's actually trying to find a little bit of damage on clones on the reset on the right side. Not too worried about those positioning. You talk about Ultron not getting a ton of healing as they're already on point, but does find value onto flyers immensely, or things like Doctor Strange. You can keep that shield up and utilize that more paced healing. TTK trying to find an angle, playing around this middle segment, still electing to use Vinny on the Thing there. Not going to be playing any sort of shield tank. Got to check back on the bans, but I am curious about the value there. Obviously, the Thing has a ton of damage reduction, and that ultimate can be very powerful in the right hands, but very much gives a ton of healing toward your strategist, but also gives a ton of damage to the enemy duelist. So we do initiate here with the bond on both sides, just kind of stalling the fight out again. Meteor Ram, will it land? Waiting it out,
come on, TTK, bro. You're better than that, bro. You're supposed to be LeBron James. You're playing like his son right now.
Yeah, meanwhile, Terra just getting those resets. Zelo's gone in that fight, and yeah, this is surely going to be a reset for FlyQuest. I was going to say how this map, I think, if any round than over others, right, Cradle, I think that the Hela gets so much value. I mean, there's just so much open space. There's less room for somebody like Ultron to hang out. I mean, you can kind of fly above, you know, trying to play on those trees, maybe play around that middle point, but it's not exactly the best point for Flyers and for Ultron specifically. So 100 Thieves, this is their map that they did well on last time as well. Earlier on in the tournament when they ran both the Winter Soldier alongside the Hela, but it's tough because sometimes in these early on matches and tournaments in the new patch, it's very easy to get baited comp-wise. Now FlyQuest has Shredder's ultimates to go in with. 100 Thieves have none to react to this with.
Yeah, I'm with you. You mentioned Flyers struggling here. A lot of that height is destructible, right? So that's the downside running Flyers here, although you can still find value when you're running vertically on this map. You see them, these teams are fighting a lot more vertically than you would expect, maybe than you've seen in ladder. Trying to clear out some of these clones, forcing out crystals is good value right there. Out goes the dance of the butterfly again. Not able to find too much value, but I have
that's a big eye. That is a big eye, chat by Vest.
Play by Vest and Energy.
That is a big eye.
Eliminate 100 Thieves and send them back to the spawn door while still having ult advantage. 48% for the side of 100 Thieves, though. They've got to gain that back.
Yeah, 100 Thieves try to live there, play together as a unit. Unfortunately, they were so close to their Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond there, but Harvey went down to the Eye of Agamotto from Vest. I mean, he was trying to build it last second. Did eventually get it. Everybody grouped up, but that just meant FlyQuest had an even stronger engage with their ultimates. And oh no, SJP before the fight even begins goes down. That's their only ultimate as well for this fight, so that totally means a reset coming into this one for 100 Thieves. But more tick on the board for FlyQuest. More
they got the revive. Oh, what a turn.
Nice elimination from him.
Yeah, and a lot of people may be out there, you know, not loving the way that Agamotto looked, where it was just kind of on the ground telegraph. But when you see cooldowns being used and you're playing Strange using that shield, if you count out those cooldowns, you don't need to do anything fancy with your jump. You can just press the Q button and get value. As you saw there up in the sky again, trying to hit the Eternal Bond.
Come on, yo, like I said, bro. Come on, TTK was hitting them all, and now
on the Spark Chief to even it out again. This is going to look like another one of those very... Oh, as we see Terra coming in with a cracking impact. I might have spoke too soon. Trying to find more value. Terra on a Vest, Elena on the Adios, and there we go. 100 Thieves is now looking more like themselves, riding the momentum, and they're gonna run down.
Oh shit! They baited him there and then got the flip on that kill, bro.
Yeah, I feel like for 100 Thieves, the catalyst to them succeeding is
Can you tell Rivals to stream in 1440p? Yeah, I'll call them right after this.
Have that Eye of Agamotto ready to go. 100 Thieves, you know how they play, right? They group up together as a unit around Harvey whenever he has those Storm, the Dagger of Storm ability, right? Whenever they can play around that aura. So whenever they have that, they're going to be grouping up as a unit. Right now, they have to play split. You can see Delena over the top side. They know an Eye of Agamotto's coming, and if Delena hits a few good shots, they're in a good spot. But now they're all grouped up together for this Eye of Agamotto.
And I hope all Hela players saw that position, because that was insane up there.
Oh, bro, that looked like it was going to be another big eye, bro, but it kind of...
On the SJP Vest, really setting up these plays here with the Eye of Agamotto as 3 go down. Make that 4. Do I see 5? And they run them back to the spawn door at 75%. Once again, 100 Thieves just barely up. That's going to be a stagger there on Terra from Energy. And great play by Fly. We're going to push this thing to 99, and 100 Thieves are going to have to show up here and then likely teleport if they want to extend this thing.
What was the point of that little mini
I mean, they had to
camera
group
right
up
there?
together. Maybe they had to split, I think, to play differently. They just didn't play around the Eye of Agamotto. It's tough. Vels has been connecting so well. Now Audios comes in with an early ultimate. SJP goes down.
FlyQuest is just looking so good in these last few games. Adios on a Harvey immediately early on in that fight. That is terrifying. If I'm on the side of 100 Thieves, down go Vinny. Ult advantage showcasing here for FlyQuest as they're making everything happen.
Energy is popping right now. Damn.
One to try to even the odds here. Teleport's going to have to come through. Selena forces the touch. Terra goes down. And that's going to do it as 100 Thieves take the entirety of map 1. Or excuse me, FlyQuest.
FlyQuest takes the map of 100 Thieves, bro. That is fucking wild. Dude, that guy that was in my ranked game today.
We'll see how it goes. I think
Yo, he was right so far, chat. So far. That was the first match, chat. I told you guys when this game started, this match started, this was going to be the hottest match ever.
Right? From what we saw, what FlyQuest
Jay3,
is
can you
doing
call
to them
rivals and
surrounding
tell them
100 Thieves, and 100 Thieves are just
enable
going into it, right? They're okay
viewing.
with that, and the only way they survive.
You know what would be a lot better than just watching these tournaments in VR? Imagine if we had like,
because right now, I mean, there's just no way for SJP
like,
Harvey to
imagine if we had like smell-o-vision, like where you can like smell how sweaty those players are getting. That would be sick.
Feels like it's too much pressure, and you know that's kind of where the meta's going. It almost feels like
Energy also went 31-3 with 16 final hits. 16 final hits, bro. That guy went off, dude.
But 100 Thieves just got played, honestly. Like, FlyQuest just kind of dominated them. The only time they were succeeding, I feel like, was when Terra was absolutely popping off, and Delena found some opening picks, and it was great. Delena's definitely a star player in his own right, but, you know, when it comes to 100 Thieves composition, relying so much on the Bucky, I don't think is going to be too super consistent. We'll see how it goes, I think, when we go to Convoy, but at least on domination, it was like the Terra show, and then sometimes Vinny hit a clobbering time. Whenever those two ultimates did not connect, or whenever one of them couldn't pop off, it felt like they would just lose.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know,
that was a lucky shot right there, but that was nice.
With this new dive with Cap going in with Psylocke, and even having things like
that was fucking nice.
Those picks with burst damage. It's been really strong right now, and you see 100 Thieves. Their play here, I believe, is they're trying to counter it with something like Bucky, who, you know, has taken a little bit of a backseat in this recent patch. Obviously, still getting a ton of values. You see Terra had 12 final hits there, but I'm with you. I'm just not sure if it's enough.
Vest had some big ults too, but not that one. I don't know why they showed that eye. That eye was not big.
Can you really counter?
They won the team fight, but I don't think it was
they're
going to
running the Thing for that reason as well. The Thing and Bucky. I just don't know if it's enough. At least not what we saw in this match. As FlyQuest looked really good, and you see Cooper-tastic here with that MVP.
Cooper-tastic with the MVP. 24 KOs, 4 final hits,
a ton of damage
21,000 damage and 24,000 healing, 29 assists.
Yeah, Cooper does a ton, but it's also on the whole team, right? Cooper, well-deserved MVP, fantastic Loki, but the problem is that they're never under pressure, right? Cooper, the backline in general, they're so safe with that Ultron, and you know, I know I reference EMEA maybe a little bit too much, the European region, but realistically they're just first, right? So we see them in the morning, then come back into our region, we see what the top teams play. It just feels like in the EMEA region, what we saw was like Team Virtus Pro played that triple strategist composition with like a Mantis and stuff, and then the dive just could not get eliminations. They could not get those KOs, right? That was the biggest thing that was lacking versus triple duelist, which is, triple strategist, which is definitely a viable composition to play, that dive composition, but it can be countered by a team that has fantastic healers, fantastic strategists to stay alive and then kind of rebound back into fights. Now, 100 Thieves, I don't really think seems like a triple strategist team. I mean, they have in the past, but this team loves to play these
guys just talk really fucking fast.
You know, high duelist compositions, high damaging compositions, and maybe playing around that Wolverine was the way to success.
Like, there's no downtime or anything. God damn.
A pretty viable opening.
Yeah, I'm with you. They took out Wolverine second, something we haven't seen much, if at all, in this tournament so far, at least not on map 1. And they really just played incredibly together. Energy 16 finals. We talk about that dive composition and how strong Psylocke can be. Obviously not matched on the other side. 16 finals, 31-3 there for Energy. Looked so clean and was always on that back line, forcing eyes backwards. And when the eyes are backwards from your vanguards, their shields aren't facing forwards.
Yo, it's Charlie. I appreciate that new tier. What's up, my friend? Welcome.
Just really well done there.
Yep, really well done. We're going to do a short break. We'll come back for map number 2 in just a second.
Hey, the biggest eyes are the ones that kill supports, so I disagree with your perception on that eye. He didn't even hit the supports with that eye, bro. Even if they killed the supports, the eye didn't do anything. It didn't even hit the supports. Yeah, bro, it didn't, I'm pretty sure that eye, if we go back into replay, did not hit any supports. Also, this cat is fucking cute as shit. Oh, look at you, you're so cute. Yes. I went back to see how many agains Terra had, and he had 12 agains. That's fucking crazy, bro. You even made this little friend. Hey, you wanna say hi to chat? Say hi to chat? Hey. You want a treat? Yo, what's up, Dad? How you doing? How you doing? No, over here, over here, over here. How you doing, Dad? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday.
Welcome back, everyone, and I have to address this now. It looked like that channel points prediction there was insane. A lot of channel points being sent over to the team, or the folks that put their bet on FlyQuest, who just got a ton, and now they're looking pretty even on the spread. So definitely teams thought it was going 100 T's way, and it shook it up. So this is going to be an exciting match as the first one goes to Fly. What'd you think?
Yeah, that's a close channel point prediction. I just see it. So what is it? FlyQuest had 172,000 channel points on it. 100 Thieves with 167,000. Pretty even across the boards as well. And I mean, that's interesting shit because, I mean, people thought Envy was a really good team. Maybe that's why everybody's voting on FlyQuest, right?
Yeah, I mean, both teams played really strong in Envy in their last matchups, right? So they both have the power. And honestly, FlyQuest's momentum is insane right now. They've just been on an absolute tear. 100 Thieves has never faltered, right? So you've got both sides of those. It's totally why I understand why things have been pretty much shot right down the middle there in terms of bets and predictions and assumptions. Even I was curious as to see who would have had this. I would have put map 1 to 100 T, but FlyQuest, they are nothing to scoff at right now.
No, FlyQuest is a good team. Nothing to scoff at indeed. But I will scoff at you if you're not running channel point predictions on your Twitch stream. If you are a co-streamer, you are trolling if you're not doing that. But you know who's not trolling right now? It is FlyQuest. The 100 Thieves ship in this upcoming map. I'm curious what they do ban-wise, but right now, I mean, they have
We're going right into the game, chat. We're going right into the game.
It's tough because it's like they're going to have to ban, what, like a part of the triple strategist composition or something, but then maybe you allow the Adam Warlock comp to come through with the Mantis. There's a lot of variation available, and, you know, obviously Emma Frost is a problem for both teams, so they're both going to get rid of it. And
yo,
there's
Mighty
Wolverine ban
Elves,
again
appreciate the massive prime sub, and Crypt.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We see the Magneto lock it again. TTK always performing there. They had 5 finals last time on that mag. Seems to always find value with those Meteor M's. We talk about the positioning and height when in dangerous positions.
Both teams ban Emma again. Both teams save Magneto. One team bans
defensive cooldown.
Wolverine. The other one bans Luna.
In the sky, Luna going to be banned out. And Torch, me and you always say Torch gotta go.
Who's favored to win? I would say 100 Thieves, but this is going to be a good game.
Pretty damn good. I do think there's some counterplay to it. Like I said, when we saw EMEA, I think they did play some sort of like Loki composition against the triple. There are ways.
I mean, technically, I think 100. I think 100.
Guys, Remix, what are your boys doing, man? Get them
Wait,
on
chat,
a leash.
They missed a ban.
Why did Harvey not ban anything there? What the heck? What the heck is he doing?
They missed a ban.
Yeah, we've seen that happen before, and it did result in an L. I mean, we'll see if it changes up here, but not having a ban is a little bit of crazy work unless you are that confident. I know this team is a confident team, and maybe we have this. Yeah, we have the conversation all the time that when a team gets beat up on map 1, there is the chance they took
he's
that
there. He just forgot to do the ban.
Like the Hulk. So I am expecting to see Bruce the Hulk on this next lineup here for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I like the Cap ban. I think you know, Captain America is you know, people say Venom is a replacement for Cap, and I agree, but I still think Venom has some counterplay on the Cap. Sorry, I thought they missed the ban as well. But the thing ban on for FlyQuest, they know what 100 Thieves wants to do. Maybe without the thing that Venom can do a ton of work, but also that Groot went through. Right now that 100 Thieves map number 1 did get rid of the Groot. In this map, FlyQuest, it's kind of like they knew what 100 Thieves would do, right? They know that the Groot would get banned that map.
No, there's probably a lot of reasons why he probably just missed the ban. I don't know.
Once you let that Groot go through,
maybe he was talking to his team and probably just forgot
that thing FlyQuest did before with their sort of comp they just kind of run at you with. So
the only problem
right now for FlyQuest
is that
they potentially won that triple strategist composition on, or sorry, triple Vanguard composition on defense. But I would be kind of worried going against the Groot comp. I want to see, you know, especially with the Wolverine ban, how 100 Thieves does against the Groot composition. Because we saw yesterday, Shib, I mean, it was disgusting how good the Groot comp is for FlyQuest.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you know, Spark's been running a mean Groot, always in that conversation at the top for someone that can just dominate. But, you know, I know 100 Thieves has practiced. They've scrimmed against stuff like this. I'm sure they have a solution. If they're not banning something out, oh, you know, and it gets tricky because they did miss a ban. So that conversation can get a little tricky, like I mentioned. But, you know, I'm sure they have practice against it. They know what to switch to if need be. As we start up here, they do also have the Punisher.
All right, chat, let's see this. So yeah, usually a lot of teams like to run 3 tanks on first point here for defense because it's a lot of good survivability. And if you have 3 tanks, you have higher health pools, and if you have higher health pools, a lot more healing done on your team. And then you get support ults a little bit more frequently. It's a really good stall tactic. A really good stall tactic.
That is priority 1. As you see, Terra doing a great job there with focus.
Loki, Prison Massive 8 months. How you doing, my friend?
Storm teams in Envy and FlyQuest dealt with it well. We'll see how they do against the 100 Thieves in the Storm composition. And right now, I mean, 100 Thieves not buying any sort of purchase or getting any sort of purchase towards this payload right now. The objective is not pushing, not even inching forward. In fact, FlyQuest.
See, look. Already after 45 seconds, your team has 3 support ults already. 45 seconds, you have 3 support ults already. That's crazy.
Audio's doing a great job juking there, just waiting this out, only finding 1 there with the final judgment. Still good value as the Hurricane comes through. They're going to focus target damage on it, but no, the Hurricane's totally fine, bubbled up there.
And look, chat, it's been a minute and 10 seconds. They haven't moved the cart past 0.24 meters. That's why.
In the sky we go. Energy tries to dunk, it does not work out. Out goes the eye right after.
That's why I think roll Q is not. Hey, listen, that's why roll Q shouldn't be in the game, chat, and you wouldn't have stuff like this.
There by Loki to avoid and dodge. Cooper with great positioning.
I mean, this is taking so much time off the clock. Minute 30, they're still trading back and forth. You still have the Ultron above. You still have so much sustain. They're close to another Ultron ultimate. Groot ultimate out, strangling Prisons here. The damage is there.
Oh!
And my God, they've not even moved 4 meters, 5 meters.
It's been 2 minutes and they haven't moved it past 5 meters,
for 100 Thieves, and they haven't gotten anything.
Oh my goodness, what a start here by Fly, holding on with ult advantage in this next fight.
And they still have 2 support ults to keep stalling this.
In this next fight should have 3. Terra gonna initiate here early.
Oh my God, he hit his, oh my God, chat. 100 Thieves is folding. They're folding. That guy, he literally just ulted the fucking Groot wall.
To keep the team up. Out goes the blind and damage boost. Audio's gonna pop that. Ultron's rage. Still not able to get too much, turning it into a healing ultimate. A Spark Chief goes down there from Terra. This has been an insane hold, and 100 Thieves is having to burn everything to just get out of the door. FlyQuest is looking insane.
Big eye. Big eye, chat. Big eye. Vess is doing work, bro. Vess is doing work.
Disgusting.
Yep, Vess has anime protagonist hair, and he might have anime protagonist
but FlyQuest switched. They went to Groot, chat. They have
Doctor Strange Delena.
One less
trying
tank.
to get eyes on him, and he's still got.
I mean, not Groot. They have Wolverine.
Audio's gonna go down to the 1v1. Another shot. Oh my God, he doesn't miss right now. With those eliminations, I mean, maybe that gets some space. Audio's going down is huge because that was a lot of the survivability of FlyQuest, but they're still on this cart, and they pop Meteor, and they're going to need to find elimination to make this get any value out of it. And right now, they're able to get those eliminations, finally move forward. They're trading back and forth.
100 Thieves is
that's
just
not
trying to
ideal for
confuse
100
them with
Thieves,
bad
even though they have
plays.
ultimates.
Yeah, and Delena took that personally and pressed forward, found a few, and that allowed the team to get up in ult advantage and in fight advantage, taking the fight through.
That might be smart. That might be smart. If you
Spawn
don't know
door.
what your team
But
is
wow,
doing,
I've
how
gotta
is
show
the
some
other
love on
team
that
going to know what
defense.
you're
Ult
doing?
advantage should be on the side of 100 Thieves for this fight. They've got to turn up here and get some momentum because now we're in final fight territory. It will be a teleport likely to try to extend it a bit, but out goes the Strangling Prison. Terra trying to hold them there, and a ton of damage out walls, keeping the team healthy. Vinny finds Cooper there, and down goes one. Make that two as Vest falls as well. That's 3, 4. As 100 Thieves is now looking more like themselves. FlyQuest.
Yeah, 100 Thieves is now winning. I don't know if they're going to have another team fight, chat, but if they have another team fight,
they might try to get too cheeky with it, with the try to kidnap the Hella strategy.
They have 2 ults,
you know, they're going to by the way to
it's
Steve,
OT.
going to spawn. Cooper's going to swap back. Vest will be here to touch, so 3 fights is what the goal was, and they've accomplished it, even though
he touched point, but he instantly died. Oh, wait, they're still touching point, chat. They're still touching point.
Just a really good shot. Going to hold this positioning. Audio's going to initiate here with Ultron's Rage. Just using it into a healing. Not able to get a ton of value there. Terra going to try to find a second. Delena takes out Spark Chief. There goes the tackle. Doesn't get anything. Energy not able to find much there. Out go the dance floors to hold on and extend the fight. Terra pulling out the shotty, and that is going to be enough to push them through point.
Okay. Hey, listen, 100 Thieves didn't quit, chat, and they were able to still cap first point, bro.
Interesting that Spark Chief is down with that spawn to fall back, but at least he's getting some ult charge for his strategist players. FlyQuest coming back 2 minutes in the streets phase. Now, we've seen a lot of teams struggle on the defense until about 3rd phase, so it's kind of hard to get multiple fights in the streets phase of the map. FlyQuest do have ultimates to come back, and Delena has a lot of space. We've seen how good he is so far, and Harvey's there with the follow-up into Cooper.
Yeah, just holding this height, great off-angle positioning. Delena does this really well, always finding a way to keep eyes in a different direction than the card. So we will see Delena relocate over here again. Vest has played a mean Strange in this series, as Terra is going to begin with a final judgment once more. First, all the shields, get the cooldowns out, and try to still find one. But that damage reduction there by Spark is going to keep the team moving. And there's the clobbering time. It finds a few. Can they collapse off it? Out go the Loki.
Oh, wait, what the heck? What was he aiming at?
Chief there again. TTK.
Okay, okay.
And now 100 Thieves are cooking here with Grease, shoving through FlyQuest, who will still not have an ult advantage on this next fight.
Here
as
with
it should be
Grease.
very close, 2-2, with SJP and Harvey, both strat lines ready to counter up.
Energy is swapping over to the Human Torch, and this is what Delena does, right? He just kind of off angles the whole time. Cooper's down again to TTK. Oh no, catching him out. And you know, these angles that Delena takes, he was sort of the person to start doing it in North America with these hard flanks on Namor and Hella, and he's able to find that opening pick on a Cooper. That's huge moving forward.
Oh, these walls are really great.
If you're playing in ladder, do not just stand behind the tank. Take eyes elsewhere, and it'll help everyone, as the Vanguard is just trying to stay up, and down go 3. SJP.
Oh wow, chat. Yo, 100 Thieves is fucking waking up though. 100 Thieves got rolled the first point, had it stalled to overtime, rolled through second phase.
I don't know what it is, whether it be map design,
hey,
or
they're
how
waking
the pro
up.
players play the game, but it feels like in the streets phase of maps, they just don't know how to hold. It's hard. I think that maybe the sight lines are attackers' favored. The chokes, I mean, there's like 3 chokes you can come out of, and they all came out of the top one. It's very easy to read, especially on those flank angles. Cooper, I mean, you could say he's sort of feeding a little bit on those previous fights, but it's tough because they're sort of caught out of position, caught with their pants down because of how Delena's playing.
Yeah, it's a momentum thing.
Caught
like
with
said,
their
tried
pants
to get cute
down.
there off the rip there with the teleport, and it did kind of bite them when they were playing so well together with momentum. It's heavily shifted as Vinny finds Spark Chief. Terra, how many times does he have final judgment in these fights? Consistently ready to press Q nearly every fight as Harvey takes out.
Their Hella's fucking popping off. Delena,
gonna find Vest,
that guy is fucking killing it right now.
Place himself on the high ground, potentially wall off, get ready for a mean strangling prison here, as we do see some changes up on the side of Fly. We're now running that Venom on Spark Chief. Out comes the Human Torch, and we will see a bit of a change. Will it be able to work out for him? The turret falls early.
Yeah, it's interesting that energy.
No, I think FlyQuest should have this. They have both support ults.
He's a really good Human Torch player. Not that energy isn't, but he is a typical Human Torch player for sure. Now here comes the medium of the sky. Nice dodge on the inside
fucking
angle.
airball.
Some space. Now they have ultimate advantage.
Yeah, this could be huge for them.
Oh, that's big, bro. That's big. Both supports by Vest. Vest is doing really well. He stunned the other support, but he didn't get the kill. He's getting some fat fucking eyes, bro. Fat eyes, chat.
To find their footing again and turn this right back around with one more fight available for 100 Thieves.
Energy sitting in the flank, sort of hiding. You can see if he's too close to the wall. How? Oh, wait a second. Portal block for everybody?
Oh my god, they got the portal block on them, chat. No fucking way.
They're trying. He can't. 8 seconds. I mean, Terra's gone as well, and Spider-Man, like you said, he squeaked out, but can anybody even touch? 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Nobody's there.
They fucking portal trap. I'm sorry.
Due to some portal cheese, baby.
That is the dumbest fucking thing in this game, bro. Each spawn in all the maps should have 3 doors. So you cannot do that.
To just shut down the enemy. Incredible timing, great thought process, and way to get the job done by Vest, who holds them in there. They were only able to squeak out with a Spider-Man who got KO'd nearly immediately. What a hold by FlyQuest.
Can I say something, Shib? I am so tired of the people that say, get that out of the game. You know, like the Doctor
Strange. I understand it's very fun to do as the Strange, but to be honest with you, bro, that shit is so cringe, bro.
Same thing with Black Panther, you know, all those
Not
Redditors
cringe,
that
but I mean, it's a legit strat, but...
It's a part of the game, you know, and I love it. That's the Doctor Strange portals. That's a part of the, you know, tech of this game, even though it is, like, not that skillful for sure. I mean, if you just time it well, that's a skill in its own, but realistically, it's not like a mechanical skill per se. Regardless, I feel like it's, you know, a part of the game, and I think it's cool when, you know, pro players, especially
Dogman sounds so dumb. Hey, Shiro, be nice, bro.
Doctor Strange portals definitely make Marvel Rivals unique compared to other hero shooters.
Yeah, and to be honest, we've only seen it one other time throughout this whole set of this tournament, throughout all of Ignite so far, and it only held 1. That was a 5-hero hold, which was beautiful. It just goes to show you it's not as easy as it may look. It still requires insane timing and skill and thought. He had to click that button instantaneously, likely before everyone was even KO'd, as they press forward, and FlyQuest has been showing.
Yo, show me the team comps, bro. Show me the team comps. Okay, there we go.
100 Thieves turn this back to them and hold them.
So 100 Thieves is actually not running the triple tank. FlyQuest did it,
right
but
now they're trying to go for those early holds, and there's already, you know, FlyQuest as a unit sort of pushing them out, especially with that Hulk. So that's the deviation they're doing on their attack. Meanwhile, for 100 Thieves, they need Delena to find these opening picks on flank angles and stuff, and for FlyQuest, they're going to have to match them.
And they have this corner already. I do like when teams are forcing the 3, but this team doesn't feel like they need it. And that down goes 1. Energy, great tackle there on a Vinny. Groot's worst nightmare is the guy with claws. He turns into a scratching pose and just charges up. And he's just such a large body. It allows Logan to just make massive plays early onto a Vanguard, which is terrifying. You really, you know, you're forced to try to work into like an invis to get that push and pull to keep your Vanguards up. It just forces out a ton of changes in your composition. But FlyQuest is already on the very end here. Out comes Terra's final judgment. No new sight here, as this has been something we've been seeing consistently. Out goes a ton of cooldowns. We do see the Eternal Bond there, keeping FlyQuest healthy as they're holding on behind the
Batman using that ult and not getting anything with it.
Delena's on the flank too, so Delena, meanwhile, trying to find those shots in. Everybody on FlyQuest pushing forward right into this meteor M.
Oh, come on, TTK, bro.
There by TTK. Damage boost goes out as well. Harvey holding on to the dance floor. Iwakamoto. Oh, that could have been insane. But you did see Terra turn into the turret there.
Wow, FlyQuest is...
You can use that as an iframe to avoid
FlyQuest is fucking cooking, chat.
And
FlyQuest is cooking.
Yeah, Energy with a huge last stand, I think, to close it out for them. And, you know, Vest kind of created space. At least he gets
no way, I love this.
Oh, my goodness, by the
bro,
way.
the Wolverine gameplay that we've been seeing from these teams in this tournament have been some of the most fun things to watch in any tournament. Bro, getting launched and then kidnapping someone like that, oh my god.
Huge. We see teams in EMEA do it as well. Insomnia are a huge proponent of running that Wolverine team up, and they're doing it again.
Yeah, no, that's just his whole family, not the dog. But anyway, we are going to see the throw here by Fly. Energy, again, just playing a mean Wolverine here on these angles. Terrifying force.
I'm actually really surprised he lived.
Hasn't missed any yet, but well played. Spark Chief is a mean Groot as well. We talk about Groot finding, Hulk finding extra value recently. He just kind of fell off the meta just due to just lack of, I don't know, not lack of experience, but just maybe lack of utilization. People just kind of forgot about him, but he is still incredibly strong. The team is able to drop him as we talk about it. Out goes Cooper's ult here by Fly.
Yo, it's
followed up again.
Damien, redraft of a prime sub, my friend.
Will they find any value? Trying to get one of the strats, and great shield there. You can actually use Strange's shield to block off healing ults, and that is exactly what he did as SJP goes down. Beautiful thought process and comms there by Vest to allow the team to focus that up while shielding off the heals.
And now Jelena's back over, or he swapped already early over to the Ultron because he can't find much value on the Hela. Now they move towards the car, having that Captain American ult. Also, people are stunning the choke point, but 100 Thieves, they're maybe opening things up. Energy went a little bit too deep.
Yeah, TTK finds energy there early. That is what they needed to get back on this point. Harvey is going to try to copy up the bond. Adios finds Delena as we have bonds on the ground on both sides. Zelos falling back, trying to retreat towards the team, towards Loki at least, and Strange. They are resetting well, and they're going to retake this fight with 3 minutes on the clock. A ton of time here for them to press through it, but this corner is very difficult to take. So we'll see.
They have 3 minutes, bro. They're fine, Chad. They're fine, bro.
Comes in with that Ultron ult.
They got 3 minutes, man. They got 3 minutes.
Final judgment. He only actually TTK goes down early, and unfortunately just finds nothing but clones.
Yeah, Vess has been really showcasing the talent on Strange here as we immediately are going to dive in here with Cooper. Cooper playing hyper aggro. Once you throw out that Eternal Bond, don't be afraid to stay in Cloak form because Cloak can do some strong damage.
Bro, FlyQuest is cooking.
Down for 100 Thieves. Will they get shut down? Vess is holding on to this eye. Found a ton of value with it so far. Waiting out some cooldowns. Likely going to press Q here.
I think that Cloak and Dagger player is aimbotting. It's like the shots track sketchy. Yeah, we're actually watching a hacker VOD right now. It's basically spot the hacker. Can you guys find the hacker?
Is popping off and taking point 2.
3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Vance, again, like you said, on Doctor Strange has been nuts. I think FlyQuest takes advantage of Doctor Strange better than most teams, if not every team. And for 100 Thieves side, they have to come back and do it with 3 minutes. Vinny is on that Captain America, so he'll do some harassing in the back line. But unfortunately, when you don't have a lot of follow-up on these sort of dives, it sort of negates the value.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God, I love it, bro. I love it, chat. The Wolverine play, I love.
He has been doing that nearly every fight, every neutral off the rip, and FlyQuest is up in ults again by 4. And now, excuse me, only 1 now as ults have.
Oh no. Okay, that was one of the weaker Vest ults I've seen.
As Vinny goes down, numbers advantage on the favor of FlyQuest, keeping the pressure. Terra turns that right back though. Zelos goes down. Great final judgment here by Terra, who plays a mean Punisher up again.
Nice shot by TTK. Was able to find the guy that Cloak ulted and got him.
Here, I believe, but Energy has that last stand. They're just going to let himself fall there.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Well, he just AFK'd for a moment, but 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go. TTK with a huge shot onto Cooper in that copy. So both Shredder's ultimates used, 2 Shredder's ultimates used rather. Audio's coming up on his own. Spark Chief gonna stick on that Hulk as well. I mean, there's 2 minutes left on the clock. 100 Thieves basically have 4 Shredder's ultimates with the Captain America, so they want to sustain, but it's gonna be very hard to do so versus Energy. I mean, Last Stand can find eliminations even through Shredder's ultimates if it's placed well.
Yeah, it's all about bunkering down together here. This could be a huge pick if it is the correct Loki, but you gotta find out together. Doesn't look like it was. Great all
yeah, I feel like when you use his ultimate as like an offensive ultimate and do damage, I don't think it does that much. I feel like it's so much better at use as a defensive.
Great escape there. Adios may not be able to get away. No, down goes Adios. And 100 Thieves may be able to hold this with 1:30 on the clock.
And they definitely could. It's within their wheelhouse to do so. 100 Thieves also built up those Shredder's ultimates energy again. Where are you going to send him? Are you going to flank again on Hulk? It looks like they are. But they know it's coming because you can hear
Wolverine just sitting in his arms looks so funny.
Yeah, that's really true. And you know there's going to be a fastball in hand. Energy tried. Great bubble there to hold on and keep the team up by TTK. Delena now is trying to find a pick early and making sure that that heal does not get grabbed. But no, still able to grab that. Spark Chief going to head back towards the Shrats. Hopefully gives some all charge. But no, that's a great pick. Forcing into Bruce into that corner. At this point, you want to leave him as Bruce form for as long as possible and then maybe find the pick, as it does just essentially take one out the fight.
50 seconds shot.
Back out goes the Eternal Bond. Up in the sky goes TTK and
TTK again with the slam dunk on Cooper to take away the what do you call it, Cloak and Dagger ult.
One more fight. Can they get the job done?
Hey, but they have their real Cloak and Dagger ult for free now though.
So there's no portal blocking going to come through onto FlyQuest
last fight
this time around. They've swapped over to the thing, wanting to play
okay, FlyQuest should win this, chat. Just looking at the top of your screen, 100 Thieves only has what, almost 2 ults. They have one, almost 2 with Terra. FlyQuest has 4.
Final judgment, but he's going to have to build that ultimate and get CC immunity.
And
in this
two of
fight.
them are support.
Yeah, it's all about this fight. Alt advantage for FlyQuest. They need to do it here. This is everything for them. Can they find value with each one of these Qs? If they do, it's game over. Crystals are out early, and they find one. Down goes Harvey. Down goes Terra. Will this be enough for them to take home the W? They're pressing in now.
Oh, adios with a...
Adios on the Vinny. Numbers up heavy now. 6-4. Make that 3. And the portal wall is out.
Oh my god, they portal walled the way. He can still get out. He can still get out. He walked out.
It could be potentially doable.
But they still won, bro. They could have walked out, but they fucking did it.
In this case, Shib, like you mentioned, they didn't have a lot of time left at the very end, but they had
No
so much going in the third
fucking
phase.
shot,
Get it done
bro.
on that map up 2-0, put
They
themselves
almost
on
had the
that
portal
point
trap
to get
too.
that number
If
one
they
seed in Group
if
A.
they got the portal trap down, it would have been clean.
FlyQuest
But
is looking so good as a unit. We talk about the individual talent. We talk about them playing together as a team. It seems like they're having a ton of fun in these
chat,
interviews,
damn.
and their discussions about
FlyQuest
being more
is
versatile
cooking, bro.
and
I
not
thought
allowing
100
themselves to be
Thieves was
banned
gonna
out.
take this.
100 Thieves, an
I didn't even
incredible
think it was gonna be a
team,
close
clutching
series,
up in
bro.
moments. Obviously, look at the stat lines across the board. It's difficult to pin blame if you're even trying to. It's just all about those fights, those neutrals, and finding a value with those Qs.
Yeah, the problem is I think a lot of the carry does come
Holy
through energy
shit.
and through teamwork.
Terra
just
had
like
56,000
the
damage.
opponents. Like you said about Terra having 55,000 damage. I mean, double the amount of the
56,000
highest damage dealing
damage.
characters on the other side. I mean, with Vest with 27k,
With only
it's,
13 final
54K,
hits,
so it's not
32
even
and
the
8.
same
Like,
amount
this is a
as
very
Terra in
close
that
game.
damage.
This is
But
a
we saw
neck and
that
neck
as
game.
well
Like,
in
if you look at the
domination some
stats,
maps, right?
chat,
It
you cannot
depends.
tell
When you
me
have a storm,
that this
you
was
have a
not a close.
Punisher, of course.
You can tell me that this was a
Damage, of
close
course,
game.
you're gonna do
That'll
all of
roll.
that damage, like you said about how Jeff players will get MVP sometimes. They'll be like, guys, I did so much, but it's just because of the algorithm and stuff, you know, that the support players, strategist players get MVP. But regardless, it's not all about stats. It's all about team play, like we said. FlyQuest playing around that objective very well. We saw how long that first point hold was. And sure, you know, the stats may not show that they were completely dominant compared to Terra's stats, but I mean, it's Punisher. That's what he freaking does. He does damage. Like, what do you think is going to happen when a Punisher's in the lobby and there's nothing to really match him damage-wise?
Yeah, we've got to
I love playing
like you're
Punisher.
saying, that first point hold. I mean, they got them to 30 seconds, and that made them
Remember,
the deal breaker.
remember,
Not able to push through point
I
three
think-
completely. As Fly had a
To be
ton
honest
of
with you,
time
chat,
there after the second point, at least.
I think the whole reason why FlyQuest won this map is because they actually did go three tanks, 3 supports. They literally ran goats on first point with all that sustain and all that heavy, what do you call it, health pool, and they stalled the first point for 4 minutes, bro. They stalled the cart for till 5 meters for like 3 minutes. If they never done that and 100 Thieves rolled first point, bro, they would have lost.
For the MVP, but you can't joke about 29 KOs with 20k damage and 50k healing.
He is really good. He's really good, but I feel like we both agree Vest was probably the real MVP just because of, you know, the Eye of Agamotto's and stuff, and the whole team just played super well. Coopertastic definitely deserved. As we talk about, you know, maybe they got to change the algorithm again to make sure these strategist players don't get so many MVPs, but, you know, fair play. Fair play. Listen, I love strategist players. I love good strategist players.
Yeah, 100 Thieves did miss a ban, but I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Vest with top damage on
I don't even know if that would even matter.
Doctor Strange, 27k damage, 8 finals, but you got to mention the setup, right? Every single one of those eyes. He was not the one getting all those finals. It set up 3, 4, even 5 sometimes final hits there, which were taken by teammates. But wow, what, you know, it shows you the value of Strange and how he's very much still prevalent in this meta.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is still super good. That's what we saw, you know, going over to the Hydron show for Nightmare 2 Shib, right? I mean, he was a hella, not going to say one trick, but definitely a very good hella player, definitely a good hit scan player, swapping over to the Doctor Strange, swapping over to Vanguard. Taking over your role, maybe, Shib. Maybe these duelist players can come over and do well. I mean, Vest proving that, you know, he's a Vanguard player, true and true. And there's a lot of Vanguard players that also switch as well to duelist. Is that something unique about Marvel Rivals, the fact that you can switch back and forth so frequently?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it just has to do with, I mean, and it's up in the air.
Flats,
what
I don't see Strange being relevant this season after some
Vanguard, that is sure trouble. And FlyQuest has sure been looking
I'm
like
gonna be honest with
trouble
you.
out there. I can't wait to see this next
My tier
match
lists were better. I'm
after
saying
this
it. I actually play the game, chat. I don't play quick play or practice range. I play the game. My tier lists are better. I said it. I said it.
This is my unnatural selection.
I always thought Jay3 Toxic reported. Bro, I play the game so much, and I give you guys an honest, what I see from my games, tier list. And you guys are always hating on me. I think Strange is still a very good, very, very good tank. Even with the, like, the minor... People were mad when Strange got nerfed because he couldn't one-shot anymore. And then everyone was like, oh, yeah, Strange is dead. GG's, bro. Nah, just because he can't one-shot doesn't mean the character's dead, bro. His eye is not hard. Eye of Avocado is not hard to hit, bro.
Double kill.
When someone I don't know. Is that A rank? Who I think I put Strange in A rank. I have to check my second channel for that. I think I put him in. Okay, this is my jam though. I mean, by far that we all know the strongest tanks are Emma and like Magneto though. Mod this guy, which guy? I just started following you and I'm not being biased compared to Flash, but holy, your takes are so much better. Exactly! My takes are so fire, and one of my best takes is that Attack on Titan sucks. Overrated anime. I said it. Hold up, chat. This is my favorite song. This is my favorite song, bro. L take? Nope. Nope. Not an L take. You guys are mad that I'm right. Imagine waiting 10 plus years or whatever to watch that fucking ending on an anime. I'd be mad. I'd be mad. Like I'd legit be mad. Tim was talking the other day that Attack on Titan is the best anime. Tim has bad takes. Tim has bad takes. Bro, you know what's better 100% and it's only like 5 seconds long? What do you call it? The scene I'm talking about better than Attack on Titan? I'm blanking on the name though. What's that I think it's on my hold on. Shit, I have to log back into my Crunchyroll. Hold up, chat. Wait. Before we get into this next match. Fuck, I don't have it here.
Welcome
chat,
back,
what's
everyone.
that?
FlyQuest on a rampage. Can they
I have
pull
Trigun
through?
here now. Trigun.
What do you think?
Fuck.
I mean, they might get the job done today versus 100 Thieves to take words out of your mouth from.
Why am I
previous days.
blanking on
behind
the
scenes? Maybe we could talk about it a little bit.
The scene is basically I
but
forgot
yeah,
the
they look
anime.
really
I don't know
good
why.
right now.
The
I
scene
mean,
is
100
basically a
Thieves, they're gonna
knife
have to figure
falling,
something
and it's
out
like
moving into the
basically a
next
whole
map
fucking
as-
flashback of the whole anime. And that right there was fucking phenomenal and amazing. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It's really hard in this
That
game, though.
one
I feel like, 'cause,
scene
you know,
was
every
beautiful.
team has their best maps, right, Shiv?
Not Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely correct, and this is going to go back. Actually,
Vinland
since
Saga.
They, did lose,
Yeah, there
they
you
should
go.
be able to choose this map against. We'll see if they change
That's a good
something
anime.
up here for 100 Thieves, but I think we just need to see something vastly different in terms of team comp. They've been trying to run this comp, it seems like, for a little bit here. They didn't find a ton of success there with the thing, which I think is kind of a reoccurring thing. I'm
solo leveling is not peak anime, bro. So I'm sorry. Season 1 was good, but season 2 is just dog shit.
Excited to hear more about that.
Season 2 is him just basically walking. Oh, you want to fight me? Oh, don't fight me. Oh, look at that, I won. Haha. Oh yeah, you used to be stronger than me. Oh, okay, I'm gonna eagle you now. Haha.
It's hard because you know, right now it seems like FlyQuest is good at adapting to the meta for sure, and you know, we heard about
season 1 was good.
Heard, through Nevix earlier. It's tough.
Okay, chat, we got to run into another. We're running round 3. You know what's another? You know what's another horrible anime that I used to love?
Because you can get
low key, chat. Another hot take. One Punch Man. I loved One Punch Man season 1, but then they sold they moved studios, they switched studios, and it was never the same.
So same bands as well coming through from FlyQuest, and you can see that prioritization of the Wolverine again. 100 Thieves ignoring what's happened so far and just going with that mag ban again. So we're going to see some pretty typical bans coming through with the first 2 protects and 3 bans, but maybe things will vary after this. But Luna Snow banned again for 100 Thieves.
It looks like they're doing the same bans, bro. Yeah, they're not changing up any of their strategy. Listen, you're down 2-0, bro. You got to change your strategy, man.
Not too afraid of leaving Emma, although Emma's very strong. Trying to find maybe the problem child of the other team, whoever's been giving them the most issues, just eliminate that relatively early to try to give you a better chance here. But that is not going to be the case, as we see roughly the same bans. We get the cap out of there is a good change of pace here for 100 Thieves.
The cap
ban? I think
ban?
they did that last time though. I think, like last round.
Oh yeah,
they played Hulk.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, the Ultron ban, that's at least forcing them off of that Ultron composition. We'll see what FlyQuest does to adapt to it. But we, you know, from what we've seen, Shib, I mean, Triple Res is still available. They go for that Wolverine, or that, not Wolverine, that Punisher Protect, Wolverine Protect up on the top side.
Cooper's still on FlyQuest. Thought they would have kicked him after his
crazy
behavior.
adaptation
Wait, what
from 100 Thieves, but it's something, right? And that's kind of like you said, that's what we want out of this team.
Well, we got to draw attention to the fact that there was a missed ban last time, right? So that is also, true. We got to mention that. That is definitely important, and that definitely impacts performance as a team, where the other team, you know, gets a slight advantage and more options where they can switch things up if things aren't working. And we saw FlyQuest make some changes throughout the match. So we'll see something different here as we go to Holiday Jalia, and I'm excited to see another domination.
Yeah, I'm as well, and I'm curious what FlyQuest opt to do as well. I mean, we've seen them play Hulk and not a lot of Namor, which is kind of interesting. They're playing instead that that triple with the Wolverine, not playing towards that Namor again. Maybe opting away from that hero, at least versus 100 Thieves, depending on how the bans go. Maybe certain strategists and stuff. Hard to play the Namor again, specifically. I guess if you mentioned Loki.
Listen, I don't know fucking anything that goes on. I just focus. I stay in my lane, Chad. I don't even know what the fuck happens.
Why we're not seeing the Namor necessarily?
I stay in my lane.
You know, with
I log on every day. Don't look at social media, and I just do my shit.
Pocket. We'll see what they do on Hall of the Jalia, like you mentioned. And right now, 100 Thieves definitely have none of the wind in their sails. So, you know, FlyQuest, this is the final boss in the group stages. We'll see if they can accomplish this goal, this raid finish. And right now, they're looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, to quote something like Hawkeye, you got to pull the bow back before it can loose forward, as FlyQuest loses that first match against
I like that. You got to pull the bow back before it goes forward.
100 Thieves out here, 3-0. I cannot imagine the momentum as we go into the playoffs next week.
Okay, chat, let's see this.
I just like how that Black Panther statue, you know, just reminds us of FlyQuest losing to Ego Death in the first round. So pretty funny how that's sort of been a recurring theme with FlyQuest hovering around the Black Panther, understanding they lost to it. You know, they're not afraid to admit it. And right now, 100 Thieves teleport around the backside, set up Delena with the team, which is maybe not where he necessarily wants to be just yet, but it's at least a starting point for 100 Thieves to make up FlyQuest feel a little uneasy.
This is one of the cool things about the tournament, seeing strategies different from what you may see in ladder, just to kind of
I want to see energy being thrown in the air, chat.
Location. The whole team is now stacked under this bridge, which is a pretty strong defensible position. So smart play here.
Yo, my name is Frame. Please announce the 23 months, my friend. How you doing? How you doing?
Again goes the invisible boundary. We're going to see Q's popped everywhere as it is just back and forth. But who is the first to go down? As another Eternal Bond is out for the side of 100 Thieves, and it's Max.
Oh wow, he actually was able to kill through that. That's insane.
Audio Adios to clean out Delena there. Delena again gets a pick, and it's just back.
Nice block. Wait a
My
minute.
goodness, Vest did connect the meteor.
I love Punisher, bro.
Past the
I
shield,
love
but it
Punisher.
wasn't fully charged, so Tara got to live. Also, that HP buff. Oh my goodness.
Nullified. Appreciate the massive prime sub. Welcome, welcome.
If it was old Punisher, he would have
Oh,
been
they
gone,
can't get the
so
TP now.
Oh,
They got the touch. They got the touch.
Trying to retouch.
And there is the retouch, able to drop in here. We'll see how long this lasts for. You can't leave the point for too long, even on height there. Again, TTK trying to find one, does. Down goes Zelos. Delena dropping Vest. There's the rest,
Okay, chat.
but it's not going to be enough to touch. It's just going to force a stagger unless they can, right off the map.
I don't want to see a 3-0, so I'm cheering for 100 Thieves now. I want to see 100 Thieves take a map. I don't want to see a 3-0, bro. 3-0s are boring, man. I want to see this go to match 5.
Cooper fall there, and down goes Vest. So talking about staggering, there it is.
Yeah, these are some good staggers. And this is what we talk about, too, with, you know, if you're wondering why a tank player, a Vanguard player swapped to Rocket Raccoon. It's to retouch the point. You know, there's certain heroes you need to retouch with Doctor Strange. Rocket Raccoon can be seen as one of those to allow your team to constantly pressure the point with the BRB. You know, you come back through with somebody else on Doctor Strange. Just whoever goes down first, whoever's the first casualty wants to swap. Now 100 Thieves pushing forward. They do have Vinny now on that Doctor Strange, so that could be the change they need. But Energy with a quick kidnap onto TTK.
Down goes TTK Energy, always finding value with these Wolverine plays. Looks to the high side here on Tara. Tara with a good escape, with a nice smoke screen flying backwards. Another tackle here onto Vinny. Will they be able to clean that up? Up in the sky goes Vinny. Vinny tackled almost again. Good idea there with the right click from Wolverine, but not able to finish that up. 100 charge, ready for damage as Adios finds one. Down goes Vinny. FlyQuest again up in numbers and holding on and finding their footing. But Tara taking the space right back.
Yeah, it's tough. You just don't want to be taking easy eliminations like that in the neutral, giving momentum back. Delena, oh no, goes down again, but maybe Tara can equalize it with this final judgment. They come back in with
Oh,
that
he got the get. Yeah, see, that's why Punisher is so fucking good right now, bro.
Beamer, Tara with some fantastic shots.
That's why it's so good right now, bro.
Patience and focus. You can definitely burst through that with the final judgment, and it is going to be launched here by Zelos of Fly to hold on to the point as Cooper did fall relatively quickly there. Spark Chief onto Tara. That's a nice start to the fight for FlyQuest. 100 Thieves not afraid of fighting 5v6 if need be. Vinny got to take out Adios and make it 5v5. Crystals are out too, and there is the Goddess of Death up, but here comes the Meteor Ram. The
that looks so good, bro. That looks so good.
Value, still not able to do so just yet. Forced back, great positioning again. Spark Chief pops the Q for Hulk, and down goes TTK. And once again, FlyQuest retaking position. Great lockdown there. Trying to find two. Down goes another, I believe. No, still held up by Crystals. Well played. And there's the follow-up by Energy. There goes two. Make that 3, 4.
Damn, bro. Come on, 100 Thieves. You guys got to do this,
this
man.
composition makes a little bit more sense for FlyQuest.
What's up, baby?
To have Adios on that Human Torch.
Wanna come say hi to chat? Come here.
Back and do like a comfort pick for him. Energy,
say hi to chat. Chat, we got a visitor.
Onto that Wolverine. It's very
We have a
important
famous
to have
visitor
these
here
duelist
today.
players who can flex the characters, whether they be hit scan, whether that be Wolverine, whether that be any melee characters. Right now, FlyQuest transitioning at the right time. 100 Thieves, though, swapping Vinny over to the Captain America to open things. Delena also onto that Ultron. This composition hasn't worked out for them previously, but they do have 2 minutes to work with. We'll see if something can change.
Yeah, just kind of a neutral situation here. We're going to have one ult, make that 2 on both sides, and starting off initially with the Bond. Out again goes the last stand. Tara trying to sweep, not able to find anyone just yet. Off angle, Zelos, great hiding there with the cape. Going to reset again, and here comes Energy. Energy doing what Energy does. Good tackle on the TTK. Great bubble there by TTK to stay healthy. Adios is going to find one onto Harvey. Nice pick, and again, TTK finds Cooper in the back, just weaving it. 3-point shot from distance. Adios gonna try to find another Tara onto Spark Chief, and the numbers are traded, but it looks in the favor of 100 Thieves. Ults up for Fly, still not able to get anything there. Adios just dancing here, super mobile in the sky with Johnny, and down goes Adios.
Yeah, right now, I mean, TTK was putting the team on his back. Found another one. Best found his counterpart, and they're just able to push on forward. 100 Thieves. This transition to this
Adios in chat. Did they not have a...
You have to rely
Did
on,
Light not play? No, he
TTK,
hasn't played
which
yet,
is,
has he?
Just a great shot. So for FlyQuest's side, maybe they can, come back, at least kind of come into the third phase. But right now, 100 Thieves have looked better than they have on the other 2 maps. Right now, they're looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, one of the things you'll notice players that play Magneto at this level is you need to have an ascend and descend button ready while you're playing Magneto or other, honestly, any character that has the ability to fly, because if you can descend while, you know, when you initially use that alt, you start upwards, you can actually descend low, so you can weave that Meteor M in unique locations and spots that people may think that they're safe. So great pick there. Down goes Spark Chief as Terra finds one, looking for a second. Terra nearly has this alt every fight. Goes to show you how strong Punisher is in this current meta. And Adios playing Torch, another very strong hero right now.
100 Thieves doing this well. I mean, just able to take down Adios, making sure this Torch is uncomfortable. I mean, that first little bit in this third phase is harder for these flyers. So once 100 Thieves break through this choke point, I'd be a little bit worried for FlyQuest, but they do have a last stand available into this Eternal Bond from 100 Thieves. So you know what they're all going to be.
And out goes the passive there for Energy. Energy is able to get some HP back, trying to find one TTK. Oh, great attempt there. Not able to make it happen. Zelena up on height now with the Ultron. We talked about Ultron being incredibly impactful as a strategist right now with raw damage, especially in triple comps like this. So Zelena going to keep the pressure on. Great movement. When you use that dash, you do get, I believe, 8 seconds of raw speed. And there comes the ult. They're holding on well. Adios takes out Harvey. Harvey goes down. Terra goes down. And you can find value here with Torch when you use that Supernova, which may be a little bit on the lower side of the tier list for ultimates.
Yeah, this character has a lot in his kit, right? With Human Torch, you mentioned it, Shib, to me, how, you know, when you melee, that character's flying all over the place, hitbox-wise, so hard to hit this character.
Yeah, I hate this character, Chad. They need to make all the flying characters hitboxes bigger, bro.
So Human Torch, one of the most mobile characters,
30 years old, man. Make the game easier for me.
FlyQuest taking full advantage of it. Vinny already popping that freedom charge coming in. FlyQuest also having to deal with the speed boost on top of it from this Punisher, but will they find any eliminations?
Yeah, Terra trying to find one, instead just buying space. And there goes the Meteor. Spark Chief. Oh, great cape there. Spark Chief finds Selena. Terra on the vest, and out goes the Bond for the side of Fly. Zelos just going to dance at a round point. Spark Chief throwing out the bubble. Just going to start pummeling the front line, but only at 16% for the ultimate. Cooper popping that ultimate off as well. Now it is a neutral as nothing is left.
Come on, 100 Thieves. You guys got to win this, bro. You guys got to win this.
Hold on, or will 100 Thieves do 100 Thieves things?
Oh, yeah, never mind. They're not winning this, chat. Holy shit, that was a big fucking play.
Good tackle here on the
That was a big play.
Energy, an absolute demon here on this Wolverine, and you might want to pick him off the picking pool, and that is gonna do it as FlyQuest holds on for 4.3.
Do you guys think FlyQuest wins this,
from
chat?
FlyQuest at the moment. I mean, they had 2 minutes third phase, 100 Thieves did, but could not capitalize, lose 1 or 2 fights, and it's over. So, you know, FlyQuest right now with this Wolverine composition, their priority of that hero alongside having the Human Torch. It feels like they keep getting whatever they want. I mean, unfortunately for 100 Thieves, they've not necessarily banned out the wrong things, but it feels like FlyQuest, you know, they're so versatile. They're able to flex to so many different versions of the same composition right now, alongside being able to play Groot, being able to play Doctor Strange. So, I mean, this is looking like a scary team. I'd be a little nervous playing against FlyQuest right now after they've made that lower bracket run.
Yeah, I will say, I started to see 100 Thieves looking like their old selves there on some of those pushes, especially Terra 11 final hits. Obviously, a lot of pocketing going into this composition. It is a protect the Punisher during final judgment composition. But Delena now going to be making a switch here to Psylocke, as we do see a bit of a change. So things will be
I can't move, chat. I can't move, bro. The kitty's on me. I love this.
On the Penny, not sure if that's going to be indefinite or not, but I think it is just for the lineup. It's likely for the lineup.
He got SJP.
Wait, are they actually allowing him to kill people through that? That can't be.
There is the Penny. I mean,
they're allowing that?
If you don't know, Penny
that is
Parker
crazy, bro. That is crazy
like
that they're actually allowing that with the lineup.
Aimed that towards the objective. SJP unaware, got smoked and rolled. Now FlyQuest on their attack.
That's embarrassing, chat.
Available. They're going to go and set up behind.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's worth portaling quickly to see if you can get in there before the return of SJP. But what I will say is if you take damage there early from Penny and you do not get KO'd, tell your strategist to hold off on healing you until the map starts, and they'll actually get ult charge. Little known fact. So way to turn that back in your favor as we hold on here and start this first push. Tackle again. What do you know? Energy, just a monster, just built different here on the Wolverine.
It's getting a little buoyed right now. 2 eliminations early on. Now FlyQuest just walking towards the objective. Really just kind of controlling space right now is Energy's game plan, but they're against Terra with the shotgun. However, they will be missing a lot of their healing in the Cloak and Dagger walking back from the spawn.
I love
And
Punisher, man.
Terra
I'm
pulling
sorry.
out the shotty, just trying to buy some space. Energy again onto TTK. These tackles are so impactful. Invis might need to be pulled out here. I'm not sure if it was banned out. I have to check back, but it is so difficult to escape the cat when the claws are out. Energy finds two more.
Oh, come on,
And
bro.
FlyQuest
100 Thieves is not looking like their normal selves, man.
That was mean indeed.
100 Thieves is
5 minutes in this reach
folding,
phase.
bro. I
100
thought
Thieves,
this
they
was
gotta
gonna go to
figure out
match
something, man. They got
5.
Atlanta going over to the Psylocke, so at
I
least
thought
they
this
have
was gonna
something
go to match
back up
5.
Vinny's
If you
dive. I mean, that
like,
could be
there's
the
no
variance
way
they need.
FlyQuest is gonna
But the Punisher now gonna be left
3-0
alone in the
onto
lane.
Thieves, right?
I just wanted to see. I want to see how 100 Thieves reacts to FlyQuest and their ultimate campaign.
Bro,
fight
like
right now.
100 Thieves
look
turned
like
on the
better
stove,
team,
chat,
but
and they're fucking
maybe
burning the
string together a
food,
few
bro.
fights together, 100 Thieves can finally get a map win.
Yeah, ult advantage going to be slightly in their favor as they should work up 4 here. Terra going to find Smart Chief early, and that's a great pick on the defense, forcing them to reset likely unless they want to commit with a tackle. Could buy time, but not able to get that landing there.
They're sort of playing it back right now. Copy comes through from what looks like Cooper on the front line. Also, Audio's committing. The Supernova matched on both sides by Harvey, so both Lokis committing their copied Cloak and Dagger ultimates. No eliminations necessarily just yet for Terra, though.
Yeah, it seems like teams are playing patiently with the Qs right now. Don't want to commit too much while the Eternal Bombs are out. You can use Final Judgment to find value there. Smart Chief going to take out Harvey, though, and that's a great start for the side of FlyQuest. He tried to see...
Nice. Come on, 100 Thieves. Come on, 100 Thieves. Oh, never mind. Jesus Christ. I don't know, chat. Bro, it just...
FlyQuest getting so much value out of energy here.
Jesus Christ, bro. This is oh my, this is looking embarrassing right now, man. This is embarrassing. Yo, Radical Whiskers, Bridge Master Prime sub, my friend.
100 Thieves, I think they're not matching well against this Wolverine indeed. I mean, energy.
This is embarrassing.
Flush, huge connection onto 100 Thieves backline, onto their vanguards as well. We'll see how they react now, but like you mentioned, I mean, Invisible Woman could help them maybe deal with the Wolverine bubbles out, though. TTK has to try to recover, but he just can't.
Yeah, Cooper going to take out TTK early in the fight. Again, these early picks are so valuable. Being numbers up going into these neutrals, or at least these very few ultimates ready fight, is just such a problem. Another pick goes out, but this one on the side of 100 Thieves.
Why don't they surrender? Bro, you don't surrender in a fucking tournament. What do you mean? This isn't your ranked game.
As we see a chase down there by the front side of 100 Thieves. Not able to find anything, Vinny, on the cap, just taking that space and annoying the back line, but is able to retreat there, find his team, get healed up, and here comes the initiation by Cooper.
Yeah, FlyQuest so practiced, so well versed with dealing with those Punisher ultimates. Now they're under the back line. Green's out as well.
Okay, chat. Oh, good play. Oh my god, but fuck it. Yo, you know what, chat? GG's, no heals. 100 Thieves is washed.
And I mean, you're just gonna have to
100 Thieves washed.
But
I don't know, chat. GG's, bro.
So bad. Harvey's ultimate now negated, removed. We're in the third phase of the map with Shib. So much.
There's just no heals going on.
4 minutes here for the Wolverine on this attack.
Energy getting a pick and an
bro. I've seen enough, man. I've seen enough. Can we get a nerf on Spider-Man? Are the devs listening?
To another ultimate as Zelos and Adios are ready. If they can get this ultimate combination with Adios landing on top of them with Human Torch, that is quite the combination.
Guys, we just dead. We're not playing against Wolverine well. I don't know what to say. It feels like 100 Thieves are walking into Wolverine's claws, and it also feels like FlyQuest are taking full advantage of the space they're provided.
Yeah, and we talk about Terra being one of the best Wolverines in the game. They take that off the field with a ban early on every time, and they just run it themselves. And Energy looking like he's up there as well with one of the top Wolverines. And as I'm saying,
bro, I can't, chat. This is just murder. They're literally. This is just murder. It's murder, chat. It's fucking just. It's murder in broad daylight. Nah, bro. Can I get a cook? It's cooked, bro. It's cooked.
Insane.
Good.
And they can't portal.
Call it GG's right now, chat. It's GG's, bro.
GG's, man. I mean, TTK, are they going to commit any
GG's, man. It's GG's.
So they come back through,
GG's.
half the touch with 2 meters left to go. And they're able to get energy. Greens were also forced as well. So that's nice. That's a nice pick for Team 100 Thieves as FlyQuest just play around the corner, waiting for energy to come back.
And just for those who didn't notice, you'd see Tara being very patient with the Q there. When you're in a situation like this that you're very close to losing the game, you cannot overcommit your ultimates, because if you do, it's game over. And you can see the hold there by TTK and Tara to not just follow up after they were ahead in numbers. No reason to burst those, but FlyQuest trying to gain those ults back and try to win with one big fight. It's everybody presses Q in one fight, and it could be game over. Up in the sky goes the meteor to keep him healthy. Tara now going to press Q and look for something on the back line, but great focus, great return, and hiding behind the vanguards to buy yourself time. And here comes the Eternal Bond on the side of 100 Thieves. No ultimates left besides Cooper for Fly, who will have the last second with Adios using that human torch as well. Will they be able to find anything in this potentially final fight? And out goes,
come on, 100 Ds, please, please, please. I'll give 5 subs. I'll give 100 subs to my chat right now if 100 Ds wins it.
Well, they did not touch point.
It was just Vinny with the drone touching, and maybe you would have had Cloak and Dagger touch, but he had the dash back, so we didn't get eliminated by the Meteor M. 100 Thieves get stopped. Chat, maybe you were right in the first prediction with FlyQuest, and they 3-0 100 Thieves. Man, FlyQuest looks damn good after losing that upper bracket chip.
Come and get your loot. Come and get your experience.
Nah, bro. The T in 100 deep. It's 100 deep. Nah, bro. 100 throws, bro. 100 throws. How are they gonna throw this? Hold on, I want to look at the stats real quick. Oh my god, bro. 35 and 4, 34 and 2, bro.
I just can't believe FlyQuest is just popping off energy. Is an absolute team.
No, bro.
35 and 4, 17 finals.
39, almost 40,000 damage by Adios. Tara did 20 and 7 with 12 final hits and also 43,000 damage.
We saw the sort of answer to this kind of play style in EMEA with Insomnia versus
God damn, chat, bro.
The real answer, I think, is Rad that beat
you guys thought 100 Thieves was winning 76%. Ah,
shit. Is when you play this Wolverine composition, you can't really deal with flyers all that well. But because you're given Human Torch, because you're given that Wolverine alongside the Hulk or the Thing, if the Thing goes through, it feels like you are mismatched, right, on the ground. 100 Thieves just constantly having to walk up, take space, but the people who take space get Wolverine grabs.
I don't think they could chat. I don't think they could go Inviswoman because I think it does. I think wasn't she banned?
Follow up from Adios. It just feels like FlyQuest got whatever they wanted. I mean, the only downside was Luna Snow was banned.
Nah, I told you, you should have picked us.
Really changed much for FlyQuest.
Fox, where are you at, bro?
They could play the Loki as well, just live, you know, disengage. The discipline.
Where are you at?
The play of FlyQuest also can't be understated. I mean, they just disengaged after energy went down on that third point. Everybody together,
I'm the coach?
nobody went down. So,
oh, okay.
This team is so well practiced. You can tell that FlyQuest, their heads, you know,
bro,
on their shoulders. They have a good head on their shoulders.
Y'all fucking just crushed them, bro.
The team to beat
I honestly thought. Wait, you're not getting your jersey now? What do you mean?
Sorry, Nemesis goes the distance.
Bro, I thought when I was watching all these games, chat. I was watching all these games.
Yeah.
100 Thieves was in the upper bracket. They were fucking rolling teams. I was like, holy shit, this team's tough. This team's tough, bro.
But yeah, you gotta show. Yeah, they gotta show love to energy.
Nah, bro, that's fucking crazy. Yo, good shit, man. Good shit. Hopefully they interview you. I want to see this. And give me a shout out on their Twitch. I'll give you 5 subs.
Value on a ton of heroes at the same time is a super unique thing that I haven't seen much of, but was a ton of fun to watch.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, it was disgusting, I think. I mean, if you let Human Torch get through, letting Wolverine get through is tough. I mean, this is why I think that in terms of ban phase.
Yeah, Sabina, 57 months. Absolutely crazy. I appreciate it.
It just doesn't feel like 100 Thieves.
And Radical Whiskers, Pre-Master Prime Sub. I don't know if I said that.
Behind the scenes, I'm sure Remix and them are going to look at these VODs, considering it's just the group stages, right? They will be going next week into the playoffs.
Fox, coach me next time.
It'll be do
coach
or
me
die,
next time, bro.
Right?
Appreciate it.
This team, to me, 100 Thieves, I'm not sure how scrims and how practice is going. As far as I'm aware, I thought Envy was doing pretty good in practice. I think leading up to this, losing to 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves probably also doing good. And I think what can happen is that you get baited, right? If you do too well in practice, if everybody else gets smoked, right, you can sort of think that some comps are worse or better rather than they actually are. But let's go talk to Energy in the interview room with FlyQuest. What a game that was from him and his squad. How are you doing, Energy? Good. Congratulations on the win, man.
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
Bro, Energy's room looks like my old room when I used to stream in.
Can you show that off real quick? You want to stand up for the crowd?
Yeah.
I love the jersey, the FlyQuest rep. Okay.
There you go.
Ooh, looking clean.
Looking good.
He said,
Hey,
no,
man.
I'm not standing up. I thought he
first of
wasn't
all,
wearing
for
any
you,
pants.
I mean, it was definitely, you guys are so
got
versatile.
scared. How you doing,
right?
Nick?
You guys as a unit, I mean, how do you feel like in Marvel Rivals, the fact that, you know, you're able to flex that Wolverine, then go to, you know, potentially that Human Torch or, you know, at times even Ultron? Like, what does it feel like playing this game when you have to be as flexible as you are?
Energy fucking popped, bro. You
feels
can't
good,
hate
to be
him, man.
honest. Like, it feels weird because I think there's a lot of like good options. So like that second map, I really wanted to go Torch, but like Wolverine is just nuclear there. It got Vinny off Groot like pretty fast, I think, on attack. So I think having those options to swap is like really, really good. But it's just about knowing what's best for your team.
Jesus.
So.
Yeah, I know that your team
You know
has been
what?
just riding this momentum, so I got to ask you, what do you think changed from game one, where you guys were taken maybe by surprise, and now you're just on this tear of taking out the top teams?
From game one, as in like the beginning of the tourney?
Yeah, from the ego loss.
Yeah. I think we went in with a good amount of confidence.
Bro, yeah, wait a minute. Where's Coach at? Where's Coach at? You guys lost the first game and then bench my boy Light. How are you gonna bench my boy Light like that?
So after that, we really prioritized our scrims and what we were doing in them. It's really important.
Yeah, you guys look so good.
Yeah, they have, and you know, I think it is kind of it is pretty funny, and I think it wraps the bow pretty well on this group stage with that. You know, we go to the Hall of the Jolly to end the map, to end the series as well. You know, I think we had a picture of the statue, of the Black Panther statue as well, and I know you guys like to lock that character in before the game starts, so. I don't know. I mean, what can you say anything on that? Like, is it about
their team looks less aware than a plat?
I feel like you maybe lost
well,
at the
you know
right
what,
time,
chat?
so
He just gave me a great idea. 100 Thieves.
Yeah, so
pro
that
team
Black Panther loss, like,
against my chat plat players. Who wins?
Black Panther's. I'll always say Black Panther's broken. So we just hovered. We hovered in the ego death because we knew we were banning it, and then we started winning. We were like, all right, we're just gonna do this every game. We just do it every time. That last map, Vessel was in the bathroom at the beginning.
Nah, that's fucked up, man.
Scared, you know?
I can't believe they lost, dude. Oh, well, technically they lost, but they're not out of the tournament. It's just seeding for the playoffs next week, chat. So, which we are still watching. So make sure you guys are coming here tomorrow, next week.
Did they need to ban it out, or was it going Invis? I don't think you banned Invis out. So curious for your take of how do you stop the cat, the Wolverine?
I think Invis is like pretty hard. Wait, hold on, Ma. 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, hey.
Wait, yo! Hey, he got the dog in him, chat. He got the dog in him. Can you guys see the dog?
I think Invis is really good. I know in our warm-up we did specifically.
Oh, you guys can't see the dog. Shit.
But yeah,
doggo's right here.
This is like a pretty good counter.
Oh, the doggo's right here.
Banned, then you can't bubble the Wolverine.
Oh, the doggo's right here. Look, he got the dog in him.
Is a pretty good counter too, just because when the wolf goes in, you just kind of ground him and he can't do anything. So.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, you know, looking back at your guys' run through that lower brackets in the upper bracket, it's definitely reminiscent of some other